Welcome to Doing Our Bit. I'm Adrian Smale, and today I'm sharing the first phase in my solar battery upgrade project, which hopefully will be helpful if you're considering an upgrade yourself or just starting out. For those of you who have followed my journey this far, we have had 16 300 watt panels on the roof, 4.8 kilowatts installed in August 2020, and added our current Give Energy Gen 1 3.68 kilowatt hybrid inverter and Gen 1 8 kilowatt hour battery in February in 2022. At the time we were still on a gas boiler for heating and hot water. Then in September 2023 we switched to a mixed energy tank for hot water and a Daikin air-to-air system for heating and cooling. This replaced 6,500 kilowatt hours worth of gas for 3,200 kilowatt hours of electricity, so our electricity demand nonetheless has increased 257%, and the battery is depleted sometimes as early as 10 AM. So my four objectives are to 1. Get the battery and inverter out of the loft. 2. Increase battery storage to match the new demand, taking out as much of the remaining 20% of peak demand energy that we use currently. 3. Provide full house emergency power supply in the case of power cuts. And 4. Add the maximum solar with a third string of solar on the garage roof. So what's been the process to date? I've researched the available products and come down to 2. Solar Powerwall 3 with expansion pack and gateway, or the SIG Energy SIG & Star modular system. But I decided on the Tesla system based on its reliability and simplicity, and the fact I am 100% electric now, so no need for future upgrades. So the modular flexibility isn't a benefit, as I do know my energy demand going forward. I actually landed up getting 4 quotes, but I definitely recommend getting 3. For Tesla, I discovered that there are 3 levels of installer, so it's wise to choose one from the top Premier certified installers and see notes for details. I have chosen Tile Energy and will show the installation when we get there, but what's needed in preparation. After paying the deposit, amongst the things to provide and check in their very helpful important information, 3 things stood out which is worth sharing here. Firstly, along with the meter point access number and sign permission to apply for G99 for the DNO, so I can export more than 3.68 kilowatts to the grid, they need a boundary plan. This is what it looks like. 2. An isolation switch in the electricity box. Fortunately, this was added when I had the car charger installed. This is for the gateway installed to provide whole house backup. 3. 2 internet connections for the Powerwall in the garage, either by direct Cat5 link to the router or by Wi-Fi extender, the latter being the only option for me, but means I need a single power socket on that side of the garage. Fortunately, I have a couple of spare sockets between my switch and the router, so one of those will be used for that end of the connection. Why do this? My existing Give Energy system has paid for itself now, and I can sell it on, obviously. But return on investment is not a consideration for me this time, as I see this as, firstly, an investment in the home, my main asset. Secondly, it's for home resilience going forward, adding an additional 1.4 kilowatt hours of solar, as the Powerwall can accept 3 strings. I have 1 free after the existing ones are connected. And whereas we have only had a couple of power cuts in the past, we cannot go on the past, sadly, as any sort of guide for the future. The reality is climate change is going to impact supply due to increased storms on the one side and increased heat on the other. My son was surprised, as many may be, that the standard setup with solar battery systems is when the grid goes, so does your power supply, despite you having a battery. Whereas we could have had a couple of sockets with the Give Energy system supplying up to 2.6 kilowatts of power from my 8 kilowatt hour battery. The Tesla system can supply up to 11 kilowatts of power, and with the expansion pack supply this from 27 kilowatt hours of storage, so can meet the demands of the whole house. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments and I'll endeavour to answer all of them. Hope you found this video helpful, and if so, please like and subscribe, and add notifications so you'll get to know when I post my next video, which will show the installation and decommissioning of my old system. So till the next time, let's keep doing our bit.